Everyone strives for recognition and respect. We want to be loved, to be appreciated, admired for our actions and sincerely supported. However, in this complex world full of conflicts, expectations, and stress, it can be difficult to achieve this. What if I told you that there is a way that will help not only to win the love and respect of others, but also to maintain unshakable calmness in the face of any challenges of fate? Reverse psychology and Stoicism are two powerful tools that can change your life if you learn how to use them correctly. Let us start with reverse psychology, a technique that at first glance seems paradoxical, but in fact relies on a deep understanding of the human psyche. By nature, people don't like being directly controlled. We strive for freedom of choice, even if we are not always aware of it. This is what reverse psychology is based on. When we invite a person to do the opposite of what we want from him, we give him the illusion of control, and, most interestingly, he most often does what we need. Imagine you want someone to agree with your idea. Instead of insisting on its correctness, you can say, "Maybe this is not the best option, but think about it yourself. Maybe it will suit you." Such a statement relieves tension and resistance, allowing the person to feel that the decision belongs to him. This technique works in a wide variety of areas of life, from building personal relationships to professional negotiations. For example, you can use it to gain respect in a team, show your value to a partner, or even help a child develop self-confidence by offering him an independent choice. However, it is important to remember that reverse psychology is not manipulation. It should be based on sincere respect for people and their desires. If you use it only for your own benefit, without caring about the feelings of others, then you risk destroying the relationship. Now let us move on to Stoicism, a philosophy that helps to maintain inner balance and cope with any difficulties in life. Stoicism teaches us to separate what we can control from what we can't. For example, you can't control other people as actions, other people as opinions, or external circumstances, but you can control your thoughts, reactions, and attitudes. The Stoics said, "Events in themselves do not matter, we attach importance to them." This is a key idea that allows you to cope with the challenges of fate. If you look at difficulties as lessons or opportunities rather than obstacles, then every situation becomes a stepping stone for you to grow. For example, imagine that someone is criticizing you. Instead of getting upset, think about whether you can extract something useful from this criticism. Even if the remark is unfair, you can learn not to depend on someone else's opinion, while maintaining your dignity. Combining reverse psychology and Stoicism gives a unique result. The first tool helps to build harmonious relationships with others, arousing sympathy and respect, and the second one helps to maintain confidence and calmness when something does not go according to plan. Together they make you not only successful, but also emotionally stable. Let us take a real-life example. Imagine that you are in conflict. Your opponent is annoyed and the situation is heating up. Instead of getting into an argument, you can apply reverse psychology, agree with his point of view, but add, You're right, it really may be so. Although I am curious, what do you think of a different approach? It relieves tension and gives space for constructive dialogue. Now let us connect Stoicism. Even if the conflict continues to develop, you remain calm, realizing that you cannot control the emotions of another person. You focus on keeping your emotions under control and not letting the situation upset your inner balance. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the acceptance of change. Life is full of unpredictability, and the faster you learn to adapt, the less stress you will experience. Change is not an enemy, but a natural part of life. When you understand this, you meet them with an open heart instead of resisting. Returning to reverse psychology, it is important to emphasize its importance in relationships. For example, if you want your partner to appreciate you more, do not try to impose your opinion or prove your case. Instead, leave space for it to be selected. Say, you can do as you see fit, but it is important to me that we find a solution together. It will not only inspire respect, but also strengthen your relationship. The combination of these approaches gives an incredible result. You become a person who attracts others with his confidence and charisma, but at the same time does not lose himself. People start to respect you because they see strength and calmness in you. And most importantly, you gain control over your life, realizing that your happy and harmonious life depends only on you. So start applying these principles today. Learn to influence others while maintaining sincerity and respect. Develop inner fortitude and calmness that will allow you to cope with any difficulties, and you will see how your life will start to change for the better. You will become a person who is loved, respected, and whom you want to emulate. Have you ever wondered why those to whom you confide your feelings sometimes behave as if your experiences mean nothing to them? How many times have you felt that you are perceived only as a backup option and not as a priority? What if there is a way to change this situation by making others seek your attention and seek communication with you? In this video, we will talk about the 10 principles of Stoicism that will help you gain confidence, inner harmony, and become the person who attracts others with his calmness and wisdom. Your life and emotional balance are too valuable to waste on those who don't deserve it. If you are ready to change your worldview and strengthen your position in a relationship, let us immerse ourselves together in the philosophy of Stoicism, the values of independence and self-control. People often do not appreciate what is too accessible to them, even if it is of great importance. But the fear of loss makes them realize the true value of what they had. Imagine yourself as a person without whom the lives of others lose their usual course. A man whose absence will leave an irreplaceable void. When others realize that you are not just a temporary option, but an important figure, they will begin to appreciate you more. Stoicism teaches us courage and self-sufficiency. It helps you understand that your confidence and independence attract people. There is no need to strive for someone else's recognition or try to please everyone. It is enough to maintain calm confidence. When you are confident in yourself, others will want to be with you, realizing that your presence is a privilege, not an obligation. Your time and energy are unique resources that should not be given away to everyone. When you realize their value, you will automatically begin to deserve more respect. The real power lies not in seeking attention, but in radiating dignity and resilience. You are the person that others will want to be around, inspired by your inner strength and judgment. Remember that you are the master of your life. Your presence is a gift, and it will make people appreciate you even more. One of the key rules is not to let others take over your time uncontrollably. Be able to say no. Appreciate your attention and energy. Do not scatter them right and left. Your resources deserve only those who are able to truly appreciate and respect them. Don't let people think that they can contact you or see you whenever they want. Your accessibility should be limited in order to maintain respect for yourself and your life. You don't have to answer every call or message, because your world shouldn't depend on others. You have your own life filled with interests, goals, and inner harmony, and those around you are incredibly lucky to be a part of this life. Stoics remind us that time is one of the most valuable resources that needs to be protected and used wisely. Your attention and presence is not a flowing river, accessible to everyone without restrictions, but a real gift that should be appreciated. Try to maintain a balance. Do not become a person who is always available and ready to respond immediately to any requests. Show others that your time and energy have weight. It makes people appreciate you even more. People are invariably attracted to those who have their own goals, hobbies, and busy lives. Once they realize that you have your own independent reality, it will only increase their desire to be with you. Stoic philosophy teaches that inner freedom and independence from external circumstances are the foundation of self-confidence. You shouldn't be the kind of person who is always ready to open doors for everyone. This only creates the illusion that your attention can be obtained effortlessly. By limiting your availability, you help people better appreciate you and every moment spent together. Constant availability can reduce your importance in the eyes of others. But if you make it clear that your time is truly valuable, they will start to respect it. You are not just another person in their life, you are someone who deserves recognition. This is not a game of inaccessibility, but a reflection of healthy self-esteem and discipline. Respect your inner world and your interests so much that you don't let circumstances and other people as whims dictate how you live. As a result, your presence will become rare and precious, and access to you will be a real privilege. It is also important not to reveal yourself completely. Keep some mystery. According to Stoic philosophy, self-control and moderation are among the key principles. If you open up completely right away, you risk losing interest in yourself. The wise Stoics understood that it was not worth laying out all your cards in front of others. The art of balancing candor and mystery creates a natural attraction to your personality, encouraging people to get to know you better. Imagine yourself as a calm, deep sea. On the surface, everything seems clear and predictable, but with each dive, a person begins to discover hidden riches and mysteries. It is this combination of openness and intrigue that inspires others to reach out to you and appreciate your company. People are always drawn to what remains unknown to them, just as travelers seek to explore unknown lands. So in relationships with others, it is important not to reveal their entire essence at once. Make your inner strength, wisdom, and characteristics become something that takes time and patience to comprehend. Share your thoughts and emotions gradually, allowing people to get to know you like book pages that become more fascinating with each new chapter. Your inner values, beliefs, and views don't have to be completely revealed instantly. Let them remain hidden treasures, the search for which brings pleasure and arouses interest. When people communicate with you, let them discover you deeper step by step. This riddle, like an attractive puzzle, causes a desire to understand more, to penetrate deeper. The more difficult the solution, the stronger the desire. People will reach out to you, knowing that there is something unique and deep behind the obvious. Don't let yourself be perceived as an open book that can be flipped through in a couple of moments. You are a complex, multifaceted personality with inner wisdom and a wealth of experience that requires time and attention to fully understand. By keeping a part of your soul and life secret, you will become a source of inspiration and respect for others. The mystery always beckons. It gives motivation for deeper research and forms a special connection with you. Let others stack the effort to get to know you better. Don't become someone whose value is obvious from the very beginning. Become someone who is interesting to comprehend, whose essence is revealed gradually, inspiring reflection and self-knowledge. This creates a special atmosphere of respect and interest. The next principle of Stoic philosophy is awareness of one's true worth. It is important to understand that your importance does not come from the opinions of others, but from the depths of your inner world, actions, and virtues. It originates from your confidence in your own principles and fortitude. Imagine yourself as a lighthouse, a bright source of light and stability in a storm. You don't have to be available to everyone at any time, but you are the one people strive for, finding in you an example of perseverance, maturity, and wisdom. Even your unavailability raises your importance in the eyes of others. People appreciate what you need to make an effort for. Become a reference point, a personality in which people will feel enriched by investing their emotions and interests. Show that your inner harmony is just as important as what you are able to give to others. Then they will really want to understand and respect you as much as possible. When you gain confidence, discover your inner strength, and realize your own worth, others begin to invest their time, emotions, and attention in you and your relationships. The Stoics believed that what we devote our efforts and feelings to becomes even more important to us. It is the same in life. Let others contribute to your connection so that it becomes truly valuable for both sides. Relationships built on respect and trust become strong if everyone is aware of the investments they make in them. You are not just another fleeting figure in people's lives. You are a significant person who is beginning to be cherished. Don't try to beg for attention or affection. Your task is to demonstrate your own depth so that others themselves understand that you are valuable as a friend, partner, or colleague. Just as the ideals of Stoic philosophy are based on self-control and reasonableness, any interaction should be based on mutual respect, improvement of each other, and the pursuit of perfection. Allow people to express themselves in a relationship with you, allowing them to earn your trust. This not only creates a deeper connection, but also strengthens the understanding of your importance. Just as philosophers have worked to comprehend higher truths, so your value will be recognized only by those who are willing to make an effort to understand you. The next important rule is awareness of your own needs. Just as a tree cannot bear fruit without strong roots, so a person cannot be useful to others if he neglects himself. Taking care of your well-being, resources, and inner state should be a priority. This is what allows us to maintain harmonious relationships with others. Imagine yourself as a solid column supporting a building. If the column weakens, everything around may collapse. Self-care is not a manifestation of selfishness, but a necessary condition for harmony. Do not accept compromises that can undermine your happiness and inner peace. This does not mean that you need to ignore the needs of others, but it is important to find a reasonable balance in which your interests do not diverge from your life values. Self-respect, inner balance, and an understanding of one's worth are the foundations of a healthy relationship. Just as the Stoics gave preference to self-knowledge and control over their desires, so you should strive to keep your interests inviolable, creating an atmosphere of wisdom and mutual understanding around you, creating the basis for harmonious and equal relations. It is important to consciously approach your needs and boundaries. When you clearly understand your desires and respect yourself, others begin to treat you with the same respect. One of the key principles of Stoic philosophy is balance. Neither selfishness nor self-sacrifice should be the extremes you seek. The golden mean is respect for yourself and others, without neglecting your own interests. Clearly defined boundaries and the ability to defend your feelings are an indicator of strength, not weakness. You demonstrate that your emotions matter by not letting anyone doubt your worth. Stoic wisdom teaches us that self-respect is the foundation of a healthy and strong relationship. You should not strive to earn someone's approval or be content with being in the background. You deserve a relationship that is imbued with mutual respect and recognition of your qualities and importance. When you understand your priorities and make well-being an important part of your life, you begin to radiate confidence and inner strength. This attracts the attention and respect of others. In Stoic philosophy, special attention is paid to the ability to maintain inner peace and independence. One of the fundamental principles is the ability to find a balance between external circumstances and inner harmony. It is important to remember that the other person should not become the center of your life. People will always be attracted by confidence and independence. It is like a magnet for those who remain self-sufficient and calm. Imagine yourself as a star that shines with its own light. You are a source of energy, and your life revolves around your own values and goals. This principle is especially important in relationships. If you pay excessive attention to others or strive to always please, you lose your uniqueness. Stoic philosophy advises avoiding excessive attachment, because independence makes you stronger and more attractive. Don't let anyone become the center of your universe. Develop your personal interests, enjoy your achievements, and find joy in self-realization. Your strength and uniqueness lies in staying true to yourself. The Stoics believed that happiness and inner satisfaction should not depend on circumstances or environmental factors. They called moderation the main principle, because the ability to avoid extremes helps to maintain balance. This means that you should not focus solely on the needs of other people, forgetting about your desires and goals. Only in a relationship based on mutual respect and independence can true harmony be found. It is important to remember that your well-being should be your priority. Your true value does not depend on others. Following your principles, you radiate confidence and inner strength that invariably attract others. Among the Stoic recommendations, special attention is paid to controlling one's actions and the ability to maintain balance in communication. For example, you should not constantly take the initiative in conversation or communication. Like a lighthouse standing on the shore, you can radiate calmness and confidence, allowing other people to take the initiative. Instead of always being the first to make contact, let go of the situation, let others come to you themselves. This not only strengthens your independence, but also emphasizes your importance. Imagine yourself as a lighthouse. You stand confidently, radiating strength and resilience, and people, seeing your light, come to you themselves. Do not constantly try to seek attention and approval. Excessive activity can reduce your value in the eyes of others. Give people a chance to feel your uniqueness, and it is important to remind them that your presence requires attention. In Stoicism, true strength and confidence always come from within and do not depend on external sources. In practice, this means that sometimes it is worth taking a step back so that others can show attention and interest in you. This strengthens the interaction and allows others to truly appreciate your role in their lives. This approach shows that you are confident in yourself, and your calm presence makes people appreciate you even more. Remember that your true value is in yourself, and your strength lies in the ability to maintain balance and independence in all areas of life. True happiness originates within us and does not depend on external circumstances or someone else's attention. Don't strive to be loved or noticed at any cost. Instead, build a relationship based on mutual respect and genuine interest. When both sides invest in communication, the connection becomes stronger and more harmonious. Remember that, as a lighthouse, you must emit light without expecting anything in return. Stoic philosophers such as Marcus Aurelius emphasized that controlling one's thoughts and reactions is the key to inner well-being. Your happiness should not depend on someone else's approval or attitude towards you. It begins with an understanding of your value, self-confidence, and awareness of your goals. Imagine yourself as a sun that shines brightly, regardless of the clouds around you. Your inner harmony and independence make you attractive to others. This calmness and confidence become a source of inspiration for others. Striving for inner harmony helps to maintain balance and independence. As Epictetus taught, happiness comes to those who live in harmony with nature and do not seek external pleasures. Don't rely on others to find joy. Create it yourself, paying attention to your inner balance. After all, when you find happiness inside yourself, no one and nothing can knock you out of this state. People respect those who are able to maintain control over their lives even in difficult moments. When practicing this approach, it is important to remember that you should not get attached to something that deprives you of peace and balance. The Stoics emphasize the transience of everything around them, and the real power lies in the ability to let go of what is not useful. If you are in a relationship where you are not appreciated, having the courage to leave is not a weakness, but a sign of self-respect. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that happiness depends on how we manage our thoughts and reactions, not on external circumstances. You are not here to seek happiness from others. You are here to share your inner harmony, inspiring and improving the lives of both yourself and those around you. When you become an example of inner light and balance, your life becomes a source of inspiration. The ability to let go and stay true to yourself makes you really irresistible, and life is easier and more complete. If a relationship does not bring mutual respect and satisfaction, leaving it is a manifestation of strength and self-care. This step allows you to create a space for a healthier and more harmonious connection. Imagine that you have the wisdom and confidence to recognize the moment when it has time to let go, even if it is difficult. Stoic philosophy is based on the ability to set personal boundaries and develop self-discipline. This is not indifference, but a conscious decision for the sake of preserving one's inner integrity. Practice this approach. Define clear boundaries and standards for yourself in a relationship. If someone systematically ignores your needs or shows disrespect, take a step back. The Stoics urged you not to settle for less than you deserve. Leaving an unhealthy relationship is not a weakness, but a sign of inner strength. Remember that this step is not about coldness, but about a reasonable solution that allows you to restore balance and open the door to new, more valuable connections. It is also important to realize that your happiness should not depend on external factors. You don't have to stay in a relationship that undermines your self-esteem or hinders your inner peace. Building a life filled with respect, harmony, and satisfaction often requires the courage to let go of what underestimates you. Stoicism is based on the idea of emotional detachment and balance. Don't get emotionally attached to things that are beyond your control, and don't let those things control you. Imagine yourself as a compass that confidently behaves, maintaining clarity, even in the most violent storm. Your emotional balance makes you stronger, and others will begin to appreciate your presence more. In practice, it all comes down to finding a balance. You keep your inner peace and control your reactions, regardless of external circumstances. This allows you to be a source of inspiration and support for yourself and others. Your resilience and confidence will help you create deeper and more meaningful relationships. Stoics teach us to find a balance between expressing emotions and maintaining self-control. They suggest carefully observing your feelings, but not obeying them. It is important to be aware of your emotions, not allowing them to control your actions and decisions. This approach helps to keep your mind clear, making your presence more valuable and respected. At the same time, we are not talking about suppressing feelings, but about expressing them in a restrained and meaningful way. Being overly emotional can alienate people and hide your true worth. The ability to maintain this balance shows you as a mature, confident person, able to control your emotions. This demonstrates a high level of emotional intelligence and self-control. In Stoic philosophy, it is believed that emotional balance is a force that allows you to see the situation more clearly and make wise decisions. When you stop depending on someone else's approval and start managing your feelings, your relationship strengthens and becomes more durable. Stoic wisdom teaches us to build our lives on powerful internal pillars: self-respect, balance, and awareness. By following these principles, you will not only improve your connections with others, but also gain confidence and independence. Remember that your value originates within you. Only you decide how you will be perceived. Keep clarity and dignity, and don't let circumstances or people dictate how happy you are. Your main strength lies in calmness, the ability to appreciate yourself, and the willingness to let go of everything that does not bring harmony and inner peace. Every morning, millions of people wake up with a feeling of anxiety, stress, and inner emptiness. Social expectations, financial worries, and personal relationships capture us in this fast-paced life. We seek happiness and peace, but often find ourselves trapped in negative thoughts and emotional turmoil. Why is it so difficult to maintain inner harmony despite all the efforts? Why do we let other people's opinions affect our self-esteem and depend on external events that constantly throw us off balance? In fact, many of us fall into a vicious circle of automatic reactions. We respond to disappointments with chagrin, to criticism with defense, to uncertainty with fear. We continue to believe that we can control everything around us, and when reality does not match our expectations, it knocks us out of our rut. You may have caught yourself thinking more than once, if the circumstances were different, I would be happy, or I just don't have enough strength. Such thoughts are familiar to many, but they only reinforce the false idea that happiness and inner peace depend on the outside world. We build our well-being on things that are beyond our control, and as a result, we acquire endless anxiety and emotional instability. What if this perspective can be changed? Imagine a life where external events, no matter how chaotic and unpredictable they may be, no longer determine your inner state. A life in which you have the inner strength to remain calm and balanced despite the circumstances. This is not a dream, but a real goal that can be achieved by changing perceptions. Instead of seeking harmony in a new job, relationship, or acquisition, we can find true peace through an inner transformation of awareness. The power to control our emotions and reactions is always within us. Real stability does not come from the outside world, but from inner work on oneself. This is the foundation of true well-being. You can start right now. Tired of feeling like life is controlling you? Do you want to regain control and gain a deep sense of inner stability that cannot be destroyed by external circumstances? The first step is awareness of the power of perception. Every day there are moments that threaten our inner peace. A harsh comment, an unexpected bill, or a traffic jam. But have you ever thought about the fact that the source of stress is not the events themselves, but how we perceive them? Our mind is a powerful tool that shapes reality through a filter of beliefs, experiences, and expectations. When we see something as unfair or frightening, the natural reaction is stress, anger, or sadness. But you can change the reaction. This awareness is the first step towards inner balance. If we look at any difficult situation as a challenge or an opportunity, our perception and reaction can change dramatically. This principle teaches us the skill of managing our view of what is happening. By consciously choosing how to interpret events and react to them, we get the opportunity to transform our experience. Where before we saw obstacles, now we can find an opportunity for personal growth. Where we felt like a victim, there is a chance to feel our power. Let us give an example. You are stuck in traffic and realize that you are late for an important meeting. There are two ways here: succumb to irritation or find a positive in the situation. You can turn on an interesting podcast, think about your top priorities, or just take a breath. The traffic jam will not go away, but your attitude and inner reaction will become completely different. Perception management is the realization that although we have no control over external circumstances, the choice of how to perceive and react to them is entirely in our hands. This approach is the basis for the development of sustainability and inner harmony. By practicing mindfulness, we learn to see difficulties as a path to self-knowledge and growth instead of threats. This helps transform every minor disappointment into a step towards developing yourself as a person and strengthening your inner strength. The next step is to practice voluntary discomfort. In the pursuit of comfort, we sometimes forget that small inconveniences can be of great benefit. Cutting-edge amenities relax us, making us more vulnerable to real difficulties. Voluntary discomfort is a conscious decision to step out of your comfort zone in order to strengthen your resilience and prepare for challenges. Think about the comfort you are used to: a warm house, delicious food, access to endless entertainment. All this seems ordinary until there comes a moment when life forces us to face troubles that we are not ready for. Practicing small challenges that break the routine can have a huge impact on your resilience. This can be, for example, a cold shower, periodic fasting, intensive training, or even a digital detox. Such actions train patience, willpower, and teach you how to cope with discomfort. An example is a cold shower. It allows us to learn to calmly accept physical discomfort and reminds us that our mind can withstand more than we imagine. Starvation, in turn, teaches us not to succumb to all desires at once, so that we begin to appreciate the prosperity available to us more. However, such practices are not aimed at inflicting suffering on oneself, but serve as a tool for tempering character. Thanks to voluntary discomfort, we instill not only stability, but also begin to perceive familiar amenities in a different way. This awakens a sense of gratitude for what we have and reveals an understanding. True happiness and tranquility do not come from external conditions, but from inner strength and perseverance. When you bring elements of voluntary discomfort into your life, it helps you develop mental resilience. This practice prepares for unexpected difficulties, allowing you to meet them with dignity and confidence. This is an incredible tool that turns trials not into a reason for disappointment, but into opportunities to strengthen the inner spirit. It is also important to develop a sense of gratitude. In the hustle and bustle of everyday life, we often focus on the lack, forgetting to notice everything that we already have. Instead of appreciating the present, we sometimes get stuck in dreams of what, in our opinion, the world has not given to us. This way of thinking only increases discontent and makes happiness unstable. Gratitude is a conscious ability to appreciate the current moment and see the significance of even the simplest things. It is a powerful tool against negative emotions. It helps to notice all the good things around, no matter how small it may seem. To develop this habit, start small. Take a few minutes each day to think about what you can be grateful for. It can be something very simple, a sunny morning, the warmth of a friend as support, or a delicious cup of tea. Keep a gratitude diary where you will write down at least 3 things that make you feel grateful. Over time, your view will change. The brain will begin to notice joy in small things and find positive things even in everyday events. This skill is also important in a relationship. We often take dear people for granted, paying more attention to their shortcomings than to their advantages. When you openly express gratitude to your loved ones and make sincere compliments, it strengthens your bond and creates a positive atmosphere. Simple words of appreciation and warm gestures can become the basis of a strong and deep relationship. Gratitude also helps to cope with difficulties. It is easier to give thanks for happy moments, but real resilience comes when you find the light even in difficult situations. When faced with a problem, try to ask yourself the question, what lesson can I learn from this? What positive aspect is hidden behind the difficulties? This does not mean ignoring the negative, but it is a way to see value even in trials that contribute to your development. Over time, gratitude changes the perception of life. Where before you saw lack, you will begin to notice abundance. This feeling will become a source of inner peace and strength, allowing you to overcome any life challenges with confidence. The next important step is to learn to accept change. Change is an inevitable part of life, but it often causes fear and resistance. We may be afraid of the unknown because stability seems like a safe haven. However, a strong desire to cling to the familiar deprives us of energy and generates constant internal tension. Awareness of the inevitability of change and the choice to flow with them, rather than trying to swim against them, helps to relieve this tone. After all, life is a constant movement, and the adoption of this principle opens up a new perspective on change. Instead of fighting, there is appeasement. The seasons change, as do the circumstances of life and relationships. Trying to hold on to these changes is like trying to stop the tide. Instead of fighting change, learn to see it as a chance for personal growth. Realizing that change is a natural part of life helps us learn and develop. Remember moments from the past when unexpected changes provided you with new opportunities or led to positive changes. This approach reduces fear of the future and reduces resistance to the new. Try to let go of attachment to specific results. People often set rigid expectations, and if reality deviates from them, it leads to disappointment. By freeing yourself from bindings, you will become more flexible and be able to open up to the opportunities that life offers. Mindfulness plays an important role. It helps to calm down during periods of change and focus on the present moment and your actions, instead of worrying about the future. An interesting approach here is the principle of Emir Fati, love for one's destiny. He encourages you not just to accept change, but to do it with gratitude as an important part of your life path. Change does not destroy us, but enriches us, leaving valuable lessons or opening up new perspectives. Instead of trying to control everything, develop flexibility. Flexible thinking makes it easy to adapt to unexpected circumstances and cope with difficulties without unnecessary stress. By embracing change, you find inner stability and a source of strength that helps you stay calm in an ever-changing life. Another important skill is the ability to distinguish between facts and personal opinions. In the modern world, we are faced with a huge amount of information, views, and points of view, which are sometimes disorienting and cause stress. Our minds are filled with beliefs and interpretations that we often confuse with objective reality. However, these opinions are only subjective and can distort our perception, causing unnecessary emotional reactions. To achieve inner peace, it is important to consciously separate facts and your own judgments. For example, if someone cuts you off on the road, your first thought may be, "He doesn't respect me." But this is just an opinion, and the fact is only that another car drove in front of you. Recognizing this difference helps to reduce emotional stress and avoid reactions that are not based on reality, but on subjective interpretations. The more often you become aware of this difference, the easier it will be for you to maintain clarity and emotional balance. The practice of mindfulness helps to better distinguish between your thoughts and feelings, encouraging you to look at them from the outside without unnecessary assessments. This allows us to perceive them as temporary states rather than the absolute truth. This approach helps to make more informed decisions and maintain peace of mind. Another useful technique is cognitive restructuring. It consists in replacing negative thoughts with more realistic and constructive ones. For example, instead of "I never cope with tasks," try to think, "It is difficult for me, but I use mistakes as an opportunity to learn and become better." This way of thinking reduces internal stress, strengthens emotional stability, and helps to look at situations more clearly. It is also important to keep in mind the influence of other people's opinions. In today's world, where we are surrounded by social networks and constant communication, it is easy to fall under someone else's influence. However, it is important to understand that the views of others are only their interpretations based on personal experience and not objective facts. When we realize this, it becomes easier for us to make decisions while remaining true to our principles. This approach strengthens emotional balance and helps to maintain self-control even under the pressure of external circumstances. Practice detachment to increase resilience to change and maintain inner peace. We often associate our happiness with people, results, or material goods, making ourselves vulnerable and dependent on external factors. However, detachment does not mean indifference. It is a conscious participation in life without excessive dependence on anything. Start by becoming aware of which attachments are causing you unnecessary worries. Think about how they affect your mood and life, and where you can loosen this attachment to reduce stress levels. One of the steps to detachment is the ability to appreciate the present. Learn to enjoy what you have without worrying that it may change. Meditation, mindful breathing, or other practices help maintain this state by developing calmness and inner balance. An integral part of detachment remains the acceptance of the inevitability of change and loss. The world is constantly changing, and trying to keep things the same only adds to the tension. Let life take its course. This will not only reduce inner feelings, but also free you from the burden of unnecessary expectations. An important step on this path is to minimize attachments. This can mean simplifying your life, getting rid of excess, or reducing your dependence on social networks. The less you depend on the material or the external, the more you gain inner freedom. The same goes for relationships. Detachment allows you to take care of people sincerely, accepting them for who they are, without trying to control them. This approach reduces emotional dependence, strengthens harmony, and helps to build trusting relationships without making your happiness dependent on others. Detachment plays an important role in relation to goals and ambitions. Of course, goals set the direction, but excessive focus on a specific result can lead to stress and frustration. Focus on the process itself and do your best, not depending on the final outcome. This approach allows you to maintain inner peace, accepting any outcome, and strengthens resistance to external circumstances. The practice of detachment helps not to be held hostage to both the joys and difficulties encountered on the path of life. It promotes the development of inner strength, which allows you to find stability within yourself and build a more balanced life. This ability to allow events to happen without unnecessary emotional dependence forms a strong inner core. Maintaining a moral compass is another important quality in modern life, where distractions and changing values constantly lead astray. Keeping your bearings means being guided by your core principles and values, which give clarity and confidence to your actions even in difficult moments. This inner core is based on virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and honesty. To build and strengthen your moral compass, think about what principles guided you in decisions that you do not regret, and what values could explain your mistakes or regrets. Living according to your principles means making choices that support your beliefs, even if it is difficult. For example, if honesty is a key value for you, stick to the truth even in situations where lying would seem like a convenient way out. Such firmness strengthens self-esteem and trust on the part of others. Another important aspect is courage, the ability to stand up for one's beliefs even under pressure or at risk of misunderstanding. Courage helps you stay true to yourself, even if it causes conflicts or difficulties. It is also important to take time for introspection to assess whether your actions are consistent with your values. Keeping a diary can be a useful tool for this, where you can record your thoughts, intentions, or achievements, which contributes to personal growth. Surround yourself with people with similar principles to maintain confidence in your actions and strengthen your moral compass. Their support and understanding will create additional motivation to follow their beliefs. It is equally important to be able to admit your mistakes. No one is immune from mistakes, but the ability to recognize them, learn from them, and correct the situation if necessary strengthens self-discipline and your connection with your own values. In the modern world, overflowing with distractions and temptations, the education of self-discipline becomes an important task. Constant self-improvement, striving for a conscious life and acting in accordance with internal principles will help you maintain stability and remain faithful to your beliefs. Despite external challenges, self-discipline is the cornerstone of both personal and professional achievements. It helps you move towards goals, form healthy habits, and develop the inner strength needed to overcome obstacles and grow sustainably. To master self-discipline, it is important to learn to make choices in favor of long-term goals and not to give in to instant desires. This requires clear planning, organization, and responsibility for your actions. First, identify specific and achievable goals, whether in the field of health, career, or personal development. Break them down into smaller steps and set clear deadlines for their completion. This approach will make global tasks easier to accomplish and help you focus on important things without being distracted by the secondary. Another important element of self-discipline is a structured daily routine. Regular habits such as getting up early, time for work, exercise, rest, and reflection create a stable foundation for productivity. The sequence of actions simplifies the process of completing tasks, reducing the need for constant reflection, and contributes to the creation of more successful long-term results. It also helps to develop responsibility, both to oneself and to others. Discuss your goals with a loved one or mentor who will monitor your progress and support you along the way. Regular reports on the work done motivate, provide an opportunity to receive feedback and stimulate further growth. The practice of mindfulness and introspection also plays a key role. Be attentive to your decisions and their consequences. If you are tempted to get distracted, take a break and ask yourself, does this contribute to your main goal? Such an internal conversation helps to make informed decisions. For example, if you want to distract yourself with your phone while working, postpone checking it for at least 10 minutes and focus on the task at hand. Regular training in such self-control strengthens resilience and the ability to direct your attention. Creating a supportive environment is another step towards success. Remove from life all unnecessary things that can distract or lead astray. So, if you are striving for a healthy lifestyle, replace unhealthy snacks with healthy ones. If you want to increase productivity, organize your work environment around yourself, minimizing distracting elements. In such conditions, it will be easier for you to keep your concentration and follow the plan. Self-discipline allows you to take control of your actions and thinking, which helps you purposefully overcome difficulties and achieve your goals. Think also about the finiteness of the time you have at your disposal. This, as the Stoics emphasized, is not a cause for alarm, but on the contrary, a tool for realizing that life is limited and priorities need to be set. This approach helps to fill every day with meaning, inspires you to live consciously and appreciate the real moments. When you reflect on the temporality of being, it teaches you to use your time to the maximum benefit and not to miss the important things in life. Awareness of the finiteness of time allows you to appreciate every moment of life. Realizing that time is limited, we learn to take a more conscious approach to how we spend our days and focus on actions that correspond to our most important values. Try to think about the impact of transience on your life. How would you feel if today was your last day? Who would you like to spend this time with? What missed opportunities would you regret? And what would you consider the most significant? These questions help to prioritize, making each moment more meaningful. Practice self-reflection, meditation, or keeping a diary, analyzing your day and evaluating how your actions and decisions correspond to your life goals and values. Such pauses allow you to create a more honest and conscious life. Another important aspect of thinking about finiteness is getting rid of unfinished business. Try to end old conflicts, express unspoken feelings, and create a place for new, meaningful moments. This process will remind you of the importance of being grateful, finding joy with loved ones, and directing efforts to strengthen important relationships. The practice of memento mori inspires a life full of awareness. The realization that there may be less time than it seems motivates you to act here and now, without postponing for later. It helps to get rid of minor worries, focus on important things, and free yourself from fear of the future or regrets about the past. This focus on the present strengthens the feeling of gratitude and fills every day with joy and the opportunity to see the beauty of life. Strive also for wisdom, which is the path of a lifetime. In today's world, continuous learning goes beyond just accumulating knowledge. It includes a deep understanding of oneself, others, and the very nature of life. Wisdom requires an open mind, a desire to learn, flexibility in the face of challenges, and a willingness to new opportunities. For the Stoics, wisdom was considered one of the main virtues, helping to make informed decisions and live meaningfully. She also develops critical thinking skills, which are especially important in difficult situations. Form a mindset focused on continuous development and keep a sincere curiosity about the world. Approach each day as a chance to learn something new. Read books, engage in constructive conversations, reflect on your own decisions and actions. Daily time devoted to one's development helps to build the foundation for inner growth and achievements, making life deeper and more meaningful. Read literature on a variety of topics. Explore ideas that help you go beyond the usual perception and allow you to better understand the world around you. Remember that learning is not limited to a formal system of knowledge. It includes the study of philosophical views, the reflections of great thinkers, and the analysis of their own life experiences. Pay attention to your actions, motives, and beliefs in order to be more aware of your behavior and make better informed decisions in the future. Asking questions about your own beliefs, questioning them, and seeking the truth are important steps towards wisdom. This builds maturity, as well as the ability to make thoughtful choices. Surround yourself with people who support your development and help you expand your horizons. Communicating with those who have a different view of the world can give you new perspectives and enrich you with unusual experiences. Thoughtful conversations help you stay flexible in your thinking and ready for change. At the same time, it is important not just to accumulate knowledge, but to apply it in real life. It is through actions that knowledge acquires its true value, because it helps you overcome difficulties with confidence and compassion, making you stronger in the face of challenges. The constant pursuit of learning contributes to the development of sustainable thinking, gives inner support, and allows you to find joy in knowing the world and yourself. The principles we are discussing are not just theoretical ideas, but powerful tools to transform your worldview. By developing calmness, wisdom, and resilience, you create the foundation for genuine happiness and peace of mind. Let these steps help you create a life filled with meaningful choices, where you do not depend on external circumstances, but become the master of your destiny. Remember, the true power is inside you. The more and more consciously you work on yourself, the less influence external factors have. Strive for self-development, appreciate your efforts, and live with a purpose. It is your intentions that determine what your future will be. Be true to yourself and keep moving towards a better version of yourself.